Hello, everybody. Yeah, if you'd like to just take a seat, we're just going to do a few quick questions before I head back to training. Obviously, big season ahead of us. Don't have much time to spare. There's some tea and coffee in the corner over there, and then on the big table there's some giant Owen Bratwurst that you can gobble on if you're so inclined. I'd suggest picking it up. It is, it's perfect. Okay, so if you want to take the sort of first question there, yeah, you down there, yep, with a potato on your head, yep, that's the one. Hello there. My name's Jim O'Reilly from Potato magazine. So, this new guy, Ted Hest, what do you think of him? Is he going to score you lots of goals? Thank you, Jim. Yes, thank you. Ted Hest is a big signing for us. He's a Dutch international to go along with Nijland. I wasn't really in the market for a striker. It wasn't top of the shopping list, but when he came up, just couldn't resist. I think you're going to see why in the coming season. I think he's going to be a superstar. Yeah, he's just coming into his peak. He is going to score 30 goals, 100 goals this season, at least. Okay, if we can take the next question. We've got you down in the corner there. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, g'day. Yeah, my name is Jack Biddlybong from Kangaroo and Football Monthly. It's actually Australia's third biggest kangaroo football crossover magazine. Yeah, so previously you talked about signing a central midfielder, maybe a right back, and an attacking midfielder. Why is it that you ended up signing two left backs? Okay. My voice has gone off a bit there, but I'm definitely Australian. Okay, that's a really good question. The thing is, right, is it's like it's a funny story, right? Okay. So thank you very much for your question. Yes, man down there in the front, please.
Good day to you, fine sir. My name is Timothy Montague Smythe from Horse and Hound magazine. Due to the recent change in regulations banning horsewhips in training, do you think Jaap Stam is going to struggle to keep control?
Thank you very much for your question. Was it Timothy? Yes, thank you. Obviously, yeah, the new German rules have stated that there's no horsewhips allowed. We should have seen it coming. Obviously, there was reports in the newspaper last year of Harry Owen, with bruising on his botty bots. And we should have seen the regulations coming, really. I've asked Jaap Stam just to sort of, rein it in a little bit. Pardon the pun. Just sort of, less of a whippage on it. But you know what Jaap Stam's like. He can't help himself. So hopefully it won't affect him too much. He's just started bringing a brick into training now because the horsewhip's banned. So I'm not sure if it's a benefit or a negative to the players. I've asked him to calm down. Hopefully we won't see any shenanigans this year. Okay, we've just got time for one more question.
Hello. My name is Jean-Pierre Philippe from French Do Everything Better magazine. Why is it that Blanco, Falhaba and Goose want to leave? Is it because you are not very good? Maybe he should come to France where we do everything better.
Yeah, we did have a few issues in the summer. Yeah, it is true. But all those three players have requested to leave. The goalkeeper Blanco, Falhaba, and the right back Goose. It is unfortunate. You never like to see it leaked in the press. We're just sort of doing everything we can to, mitigate that. Really, we've had to make certain promises. Obviously, we've got Champions League this year, which is a big draw, and I don't like to sort of give in to players' wishes. If somebody annoys me, then they can fuck off, basically. Excuse my French. But at the end of the day, they're really good players, all three of them. So I've just kind of ignored it. Basically, my tactic is when with dealing players that have issues that you just don't want to hear, you just sort of when they're talking to you, just this is my top tip. When they're talking to you, just go like this, blah, la, 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 and just keep going until they've left the room. Yeah, they're under contract. They can suck it up. Okay, right. Thank you very much for everyone for joining us. We'll let you get back to your teas and coffee and your big sausages. Enjoy it. Yeah, I'll try a bit of Tommy K on there. Lovely. Right. Thank you very much, guys. I'll see you in the next press conference. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Greetings and salutations, my friends. Welcome to episode 26 of the Journeyman Save in what could be the most important season so far in the Journeyman. Got a ton to catch up on. We've played a couple of league games. We've had the Champions League draw. We've done a bunch of transfer. You know me, I'm never going to go a window without splashing the cash, flopping me wad out, so to speak. Right, we've got. Let's just jump straight into it. Let's look at transfers first. There's going to be a few surprises. Okay, it didn't. Okay, It didn't go quite as planned. So I went into the transfer window. Right, my goal was to get a central midfielder who was a playmaker, a world-class playmaker. Okay, that was like miles above everything else. That was the most important thing to get. So, and we did get one. But like, and then after that, it was like an advanced playmaker to play alongside Antwi. And somebody said you should get somebody world class, but I think Antwi can become world class. So I want to give him plenty of game time this season. So I want somebody that can just challenge him and they can share the games. I'm not going to go all out and spend a shitload of money, especially because we need that playmaker. And the third, then after those two important ones, the third and fourth options were a bit more striker depth and a right back. Okay, so they're the ones I wanted. What I bought was most of those and two left backs. I've gone from not signing any fullbacks to signing just way too many. But as you will see, I couldn't turn them down. Right, let's just look. Let's have a look, right? It's good because you can look at the names and they won't mean anything to you. You don't know if any of these guys were any good. Right, first off, let's look at the outs. We sold Pozzo for 6.75 million. He's a decent player. And I know a few of you are fans in the comments, but 7.15 decent rating, 3 goals, 5 assists. I just wasn't sold on him, in all honesty. Just wasn't a massive fan of him. So we sold him for 6.7 million, which is about his value. I'm okay with that. The Wheel left on a free, which is good because he's 100 grand. He's now playing for Hertha Berlin. He was on 120 grand or something by the end of it. A few more freebies went out the door. And the first sort of big sale, first big sale was Roger Serrano went to the mighty Bournemouth. 26 years old, sold him for 20 million. We bought him for 11 million, and he's kind of been the most average player in the save so far. He's the Nathaniel Klein of the save, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but consistent, but without ever doing anything exceptional. 3 goals, 2 assists in 50 games. But he plays well. He's just not a highlight player. He's not a match of the day player. But if we want to win the league, that's not good enough, is it? That is not good enough. And I'm happy with a tiny profit that we made from him. Next up was Parabucky. He broke his leg in last season. He was never going to get that good. Like, he's a decent young player still, but we have others, especially homegrown talents, that can fill that role if we need a backup player. So we just kind of palmed him off. We gave him to Stuttgart 2.8 million. They've loaned him out to Partizan in Serbia for the season. And it could raise to 5 million if he gets in the team. Unlikely. Next up, a very highly thought of striker that we just didn't have a role for. He's a target man. We don't use it. So the idea is to basically loan him out until he's high enough value that we just sell him, or we start using a target man. So he's loaned out. Next up, we got rid of Flavian Conan. He's been a decent rotational player for a couple of years with us, but had a couple of injuries, never really progressed how I'd like it. So we sold him. We loaned him out last season for 500,000, and then we sold him to Celtic for 3 million. I'm quite happy with that fee. So are they. Finally, we got rid of the mistake that was David Raya. Do you remember him? We got him, and yeah, because we wanted to play a sweeper keeper, and he's the best I could find. Yeah, so 800k. He did all right for us in the very few limited games that we played. Then we loaned him out, and now we've got rid of him for free. I'm happy with that because he was on like 40 grand a week, so I'm happy to get rid of him. Next up, this is an interesting one. Lafitte has left the club, and I know he's a good player, but he was he's good, but That's a lot of money that Dortmund have played for him. Up to £30 million for this guy. He's not world class. He's no Conor-Up. I keep calling Conor-Up's like the one that got away. I've mentioned him so many times in this series. And he played really well for us. And I just don't see it continuing. I think he had a really, really good season for us. I just don't see it continuing for him. And when it was like 30 million, I didn't plan to sell him, but when it was that much money, I thought, I've got to cash in on. Next, Pischhorn. We only signed him as a German, and now we've got enough Germans, so we could get rid of him. 1.7 to Stuttgart. I don't know why they needed him. That's awful. 2.7 million. Next up, Lenny has left the club on a loan. Lenny's an interesting one. We thought he was the next Conor-Up, and that has not quite proven to be true. Some players just don't advance as much as you'd hoped. Had a decent season with us. Our fullbacks always get good ratings just because of the nature of their role. But we've loaned him out for $1.5 million. They're paying all his wages his way to Bordeaux because I couldn't sell him, basically. That's the end of it. Nobody wanted to buy him. So I'm hoping he gets a good season at Bordeaux, improves a little bit, and we sell him for a chunk of money because you will love the left-back we've bought in. It's one of the best players I've ever bought in this Journeyman. Next up, anybody interesting? Nobody interesting. And finally, Christian Cruz has left the club. He's decent. And I sold him for less than he was valued about 20 million. I sold him for 12 because he was on 140 grand a week. And he's like our fourth best striker. And like people have said in the comments, he's not that great as an advanced playmaker. He hasn't proven himself. And he's just never really done it for us in the 2 seasons he's been here. That is pretty rubbish. So we made a bit of a loss on him, but I was happy to get that massive chunk of wages off. Right, now the fun bit. Let me take you through who we've purchased. So, this one, Timothy Amunike from Juventus on a free. This was just sort of squad depth player, really. Like, decent, 24 years old, Nigerian international, can play most of the roles in central midfield. He's just basically there for squad depth, and I'm quite happy with him. He's a decent little player, but, don't get too excited. That's not the biggest player. Next up, we've got Antonio Jesus Quevedo from Rayo Vallecano, and he is the guy that's going to challenge Antwi for that advanced playmaker role. Is he? Yes, he is. Yes, I'd almost forgotten who he was. 4.9 million, and I think he's a decent player. Valued at 14 million already. We stole it off him. We stole him off him, basically. On a much lower wage. I think he can still improve. He's got 523 under 21 caps for Spain. I think he's a very good player. I love his decision making and his vision and his passing. If we can improve his passing, that will be a lovely little triumphant of stats to do. Good stamina, really good sort of all round physicals. Can't jump for shit. But I think he's a decent player. Like I said, Antwi and him are going to challenge this season. Whoever plays well gets the spot. Right, but we're not even there to the good stuff yet, right? We're not even there. Let me show you the next shittest, I'd say. I hope he doesn't hear that. Sorry, Diallo, you're amazing. So we needed a better reserve goalkeeper. Lots of you said in the comments, and you're totally right. We managed to find a German international reserve keeper. He's got 3 caps. I don't know how the fuck he's got 3 caps. He's not that good. 24 years old. Valued at 9.25 million. He had a release clause of 3.7. Absolutely delighted to get him into the team. He's going to provide good backup, and he's actually played the first 2 league games of the season because Blanco wants to leave, and he's all... So I've slapped him about a bit with a brick in the face, and so I think he's a very, very good backup goalkeeper to have. He's not on a massive amount of money. He's got a shit ton of experience at international level. He's never really got in a first team. That's the problem. He had a decent couple of loan spells at Cologne, but that was it. Right. Next up, we've got an Egyptian, Karim Mahmoud, remember this, 600,000 from Ismaili. He's quite good left back, isn't he? You can see why I might have sold Lafitte and Lenny. This is not even the good left back. This is the backup left back. This guy looks to be someone quite special. 3 caps for Egypt. He's wanted by Leverkusen. They can go fuck themselves. But quite good, isn't he? quite good. He's only played a few games, but look at even his ratings before he joined us. Oh, he's a bit good, isn't he? He's not even the good one. Right, next up, we've got 3 players left to look at. 2 were from Tigers UANL. That's in Mexico, just if you're, rubbish. Tigres UANL. Right, Tigres UANL. We've got Marcelo Kipes. I'm actually going to just sort this out. I'm just going to call him Kippers, right? Kippers. Let's just fix that straight out of the back. So we signed Kippers, right? And this is the new deep-lying playmaker, Duty Hujama Flip, right? Signed him for £7.5 million. He's already valued at 22. He is, if you look at the main stats for a deep-lying forward, he's got pretty much everything. The only thing you could say, a little bit of position, teamwork a little bit better, but 16 decisions, 16 composure, first touch 17, passing 17, technique passing, 4-star current ability, dictates tempo and tries long-range partnering. He basically is Stevie Gerrard without the long shots, so they're okay. And he's an all-right free kick taker. He's 26 caps. He's got 65 caps for Argentina, and he's 26 years old. I think this is a little gem of a player. It's not maybe like the £50 million player we talked of, but there just wasn't any that wanted to come. That were that good that wanted to come to Wolfsburg. I think this is a very, very good player, and I think he could do a job for us. Right, who do we show you next? These 2 are the big ones, right? We've got Ted Hesp from Porto and Will Overgaard. I'm going to show you Will Overgaard first. £33 million. This is, I never intended to buy left back, but when I saw this guy, I had to have him. He is, I might have said this before, but he is the next Connor up. He's American, 13 caps, right? He just looks like an absolute monster. His mentals are indeed mental. He's got 4.5-star potential. Oh, he just looks really good. Doesn't he? And unusually for a fullback, he's actually got decent jumping reach and heading as well. So that actually helps a little bit as well defensively. But pace and acceleration, his mentals are ridiculous. He's got good leadership. He's a future captain of the club. I think this guy can go places. We picked him up from Tigres. He was at LA. He started off his career at LA Galaxy. He's been passed around a bit. I think that guy's good. And he is definitely an upgrade on Lenny, right? You can see that. Clear upgrade on Lenny. That's a nice. Now, finally, let me talk to you about Ted Hesp. We needed a bit of striker depth, especially with Christian Cruz leaving. What I bought was the best striker at the club. Pretty much, right? Here he is. He's another Dutchman, so him and Nijland, the Dutch duo. Here he is. He's not bad, is he? Right? He's not bad. he's quite good at football, is the way I'd say it. He plays best as an advanced forward or poacher on the last man. He is pacey. He's got everything you want. He's even got decent heading. He can't jump for shit. He's only little. But I think he's a very, very good player. We played a couple of league games. He's already scored 3. And he scored a hat-trick in the first game, which was a cup game. So he's settled in nicely, some would say. He's been playing for Porto. He's never been prolific, which is weird. He had 21 on that loan spell in Genk. But he's never been massively prolific for Porto. But there's no way he's going to fail. This guy looks absolutely immense. Ted Hesp, welcome to the club. So now with Nijland and Ted Hesp, this partnership, both playing at their maximum potential, both coming into their prime, these guys are going to rip teams apart, right? And then we've still got Fallhaber as a decent... It's not like he's shit, is it? Fallhaber's not shit. He's going to be a decent backup rotation with anybody. Good thing about Fallhaber is, as somebody pointed out in the comments, he can actually play defensive forward as well. His positioning is his only weak point, but everything else, it's good. So he can basically fill in for either of these 2 guys. So the only thing I'm really missing is a right back. The Goose is very good. He's unhappy because I blocked a transfer from Barcelona. That's how good he is. It's just because you see 3 stars and you think, oh, compared to the rest. But actually, he's a very, very good player. We're still trying to get this stay back at all times thing out of him. But he's a very good player. So hopefully he'll stop being unhappy soon. Harry Owen signed a new contract. Don't worry, people. He's here for another year. He's 34 now. I'm trying to... Is his passing? How's it? Look at how he's still improving. That just shows what a legend the guy is. He's got a Bratwurst business, a building business. He's 34 years old, and he's still improving. Look, his marking's gone up from 1 to 1. His passing, 1 to 1. Like, that's got to be like 1.3 or something at least. You know, fair enough, he's lost a bit of pace. He's 34. But look at everything else. Just flying up. It'll be double figures soon, some of those stats. Right. What else have we got to talk about? The last little thing we've got to talk about is our fourth striker option. And I've decided to let 2 of my young players fight it out for that 4th place. So we've got Al Hassan Nyantaki, who is a central midfielder, but I'm actually retraining him as the defensive midfielder, but he can also fill in as a playmaker as well. His finishing's not the best, obviously, being a sort of central midfielder, but I still think he can do a job. We've also got Gennady Kotov. Get your coat off. Who he's only just turned 17. Bags of potential, this kid. He can play as a poacher, false 9. He just loves it all. He just loves it all. And then we've got Luis Adrio as the other youth player that's a good ball-winning midfielder, can also fill in at left-back. It's a nice small team, and that's how I like it, right? I like small teams. Occasionally you get fucked up with a massive injury crisis, but just the way I play Football Manager, I like small teams. I've wandered on for a long time, haven't I? Yes, okay. Right, last bit of catch-up we've got to do. Oh, Champions League. You might have seen it. Don't go back and look. I'll tell. So, Champions League draw happened. I was going to record it, but then I hit continue by mistake and it just went past it. So, would you be happy? Would you be annoyed if the best team in your Champions League group was Spartak Moscow? Yes, that's quite a tricky one. No. They're the shittest team. Ajax. Yeah, they're the second shittest team. I don't even want to say it. Barcelona. We've got fucking Barcelona. Barcelona, Spartak Moscow, and Ajax is our group. That is a horrific Champions League group. There's no doubt about it. That is nasty. But let me catch you up on the results. So, blah, 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 friendlies. Then we played Neuenkirchen, who are a semi-professional team in the Cup first round. Ted Hesp, on his debut, hat-trick. In Nijland, Azipura on the 91st minute penalty, all good. We then beat Eintracht Braunschweig, Ted Hest with a brace, Antwi with an 89th minute goal, loving life. We then played Gladbach, who are a very good team in this. They were hard to beat. We played our new tactic. It's not too different, don't get too excited. It's not got wingers or anything. We're not fucking crazy. Nijland got a brace. Ted Hess, they just look really good. And today, we are going to be playing Ajax in our first Champions League game. That's why I played a couple, because I thought Ajax will be fun. Let's go play Ajax. All right, we all caught up. Jeez, I need a drink. And I'd just like to say, just before we get going, Carl Macy, or Massey, Massey, Macy. I'm guessing Massey. Okay, I'm going for Massey. Benji 1983, Russell Crandall, and Nidaros. Thank you very much for the brand new Patreons, mate. Nidaros, as generous as ever, is upped his pledge. Thank you, guys. Welcome to the Doggers. You're an hour dogger, if you didn't know before. Okay, have we caught up? The build new stadium is still in the planning stage. We're still fucking miles off from it. We got 103 million. We always start the season with 103 million in the bank. We've got 10 million to spend and plenty of wages. So in the January transfer window, we can do some work if need be. We're also improving the training facilities. It's all good. It's all good. Should we just go and play a game then? I think. Oh, I need to. My new teaser. Sorry, ladies. I'm in the Night's Watch. Nerd jokes. Right. Okay, we're playing Ajax. We're going full strength. I'm not playing Blanco until he stops being a miserable sod. That's my tactic. He wanted to join a specific team. They don't even want him anymore. Nobody wants him, literally. So he can suck it off. Diallo's come in, done really well in his 2 games anyway. Val Harbour's injured. He's out for another 7 weeks with a torn calf muscle. That's quite painful. And And I know, we could do with another striker, but the fact is Antwi can play striker as well. And I like playing the young players and giving them a bit of a go. I would drop Goose as well, because he's unhappy as well. But Paddy G's injured, so we just have to suck it up. So we're going for Nijland and Ted Hesp up front. We're going Quevedo as the advanced playmaker, Diakite, Azapura, and Kippers. I was going to call them Kleppers then for something. Will Overgaard at left back, Brad Kitching, Sarmiento at centre back, and the Goose. Let's see how he's developing nicely. He's a dirty little boy. Don't just cut that. That just sounds weird. It just sounds weird anyway. It's just wrong. Right. Here is the ticky-tacky McTack-tick-tick-tock. It's a 4-3-1-2. You might have seen it before. In fact, the last 4 years of this save. This is my main tactic. Still going to be my main tactic. Anytime I think I've got a decent chance, we're going to play this game. When we come up against the Dortmunds, the Bayerns, the Barcelonas, I'm going to be playing this little beastie. Cheeky. It's just a similar formation. We've just swapped to the role here to an anchor man, and we've just slightly less attacking, more counter-attacking, not long ball, but slightly longer ball, pass into space, hit early crosses, basically the idea, and drop a little deeper, so we're sort of sitting, absorb the pressure, and then when we get the ball, pounce. Right? We've got two quick, good players up front. Just get the ball to them, let them do the work. We played that tactic against Gladbach as a little test run and a couple of friendlies, and it worked really well. So, but Ajax, we're just going to try. I don't know how good Ajax is. They did win the league last year. Their key man is Javier. Josimar Javier. You can buy him £5 million. Should we just buy him just before the game so he can't play? He's actually pretty decent. But I'm going to go with the normal tactic for this. That tactic, I think, literally is going to be for when we're outclassed. If we're evens or better, we go for this. Okay, let's do this. Welcome, my friends, to the Champions League. Oh, shit, I'm playing the wrong formation. That was almost a good start, people. Right, everybody's ready. Raring to go. Good. Good luck, everyone. This is where you start the season with all the optimism in the world, having spent 6 hours buying players and building tactics, and then lose 4-0. Donny van der Beek's not playing, so that's good news. Me either. Right. This is going to be interesting. Encourage players, give them a boost. There you go. Check out Yap and his encouragement. Not even a horsewhip in sight. Okay. Playing Amsterdam Arena. Yeah, crazy Dutch guys. Right. I'll take a draw with this first game, to be honest. Also, I've got my fullbacks. I've told them to, on both tactics, close down a little less. Or less, just less. Because what they were doing was they were gambling and running out 20 yards out of their position just to try and make a crazy tackle. When they miss, it goes horribly wrong. So that's what hopefully we're doing. They're going to score now, aren't they? It's 5 minutes in after I talk about all my geniusness. Kitching with a header away. Quemento. Oh, it's a lovely ball forward to Hesp. Can he find his strike partner? Can he? He's found him. Yes, Nijland! Come on. The amazing thing is, Hesp, when I bought him, hadn't even been called up to the international squad. How good is the Netherlands, if he's not even in the squad? But he has got a cap now. And there we go. Lovely play from the two Dutch masters. Yeah, look, they're loving it. Oh, these two could be so good. And they're not like stupidly young. They're not inexperienced. They've both been around a bit. They've both played plenty of football. Right, ball in. Okay, that was more simple than I'd hoped it would be. Raul Oprut. Brilliant. Diallo, did you not want to catch that one, mate? You know, that was falling right into your lap. Let's have a look at the goalkeeper. No, he just decided to jump late and in the wrong direction. Apart from that, perfect goalkeeping. Oh, on the subject of good goalkeeping, never thought I'd use that as a segue. What about Mignolet, eh? Who knew? Oh, Crivetta's picked up a knock. What's wrong with him? A bruise. Man, the fuck up. Yeah, Mignolet. What good, decent result from Liverpool at the weekend. The starting lineup was fucking bizarre, but that just goes to show what, how how small our team is, that we had basically Daniel Sturridge and a bunch of children on the bench. Other than Coutinho and Firmino, who are both not fit enough to start. It's a little bit scary if we do get more injuries, but first half was awful. Second half was absolutely superb, and we showed a bit of will and guts to get back in 2-1. Firmino's goal was a gem as well. Right, Antwi, you're in. I know you're not the fittest either, but it's fine. He's got a bruised thigh, got a poorly hurt, he needs a plaster. Yeah. Right, it's been a pretty dull affair so far. I'm tempted. We're getting out-possessioned here, and that's never happens with this tactic. Let's just leave it as is. We shall let fate decide. It's good enough. It's doing well. We're doing all right. Nothing's happening. Two good teams counting each other out, I reckon. Okay. Mahmoud, the youngster, the Egyptian legend, is going to come on. Wolfsburg is going to be massive in Egypt. It's a hotbed of footballing talent. Right, come on. Anything. Just I know it's a long video, but you didn't need to just not give me any highlights because you felt bad. Let's go for a cheeky, calm, concentrate. I'm happy with the 1-1 draw. Totally happy with the 1-1 draw. But if we can have a cheeky nick it at the end there, I'll be all highlight. Okay. Is it ours? Right, go on the goose. Right, Azipura. Lovely. Kippers. Oh, look at that turn. 3 men around him. Found a way out. Diakite. Diakite's still good for another season at least, I think, before he starts getting on a bit. Antwi. Diakite. Nijland. Go on, Nidji. Get it. Oh, that's... No, I'm worried. Count. No, easy. Brady Kitchen. Legend. Right. Oh, that's dangerous. That is dangerous. Oh, look at this, though. Look at this. Lovely stuff. Kippers. Lovely ball to Hess. Chest it down. Dinks the keeper. Go on, That was not as exciting as it should have been. A decent finish to the game. Strong finish to the game. Mahmoud came on and did well. Right. Are we going to cheeky goal at the end there? Oh, I thought that was going to be it. Costa Coffee makes an easy save in the end there. Padded our stats a bit. Made it look a bit more one-sided. Like it. I'll take this all day. 1-1 away from home. If we beat them at home, assume we lose to Barcelona twice. Beat them at home. Beat Ajax at home. Beat Spartak Moscow home and away. We'll have a chance. Assuming just Barcelona will just beat everybody in the group. Right, I'm not going to say that was disappointing at all. I'm going to say you're unlucky, boys. Did all right. Played all right. Ted Hesp is already our key man. Right, how long is he out for? 3 days. That's not even an injury, mate. I'm going to take 400 grand into the bank. The expectations this season, they're very pleased. They are delighted. Champions League qualification this year. In the Cup, it's semi-final. In the Champions League, nothing. They expected nothing, which is what I like. I like low expectations. Right. There we go, guys. That was a lot of talking. Right. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you think of the signings in the summer. I think I'm absolutely delighted with it. I'm really delighted. I think the players we've got are going to be very, very good. I can't see any of them really flopping. Like Kippers is already playing at 8.04 games. That's not a bad little start to your career. I think we've definitely strengthened the squad. Ted Hesp is going to be a beastie. Right, there we go. Please leave a like if you enjoyed it. If you're new to the place, please hit subscribe. Also, check out my latest experiment video. I don't know why I'm pointing. It's on my channel. It's not around me. Right, shut up, me. I've talked enough. Bye-bye.
Hello, my name is Letterbu Jacobs. I am from South Africa, from the football website Long Walk to Football. What are your thoughts on why you sold Christian Cruz? Is it because he was shit?